Now, Chris Olave going outside the top 30 receivers, that just seems completely disrespectful to the kid. Let's set the record straight on Chris Olave. When he's healthy, he earns elite target volume and produces with it. And across his first three NFL seasons, he's averaged a 25% target share and 2.21 yards per route run, which are top tier efficiency numbers, especially for someone who's played on a shaky Saints offense who hasn't been able to do much winning since he's been drafted there. And then for Chris Olave specifically, on a 17 game pace, he averages about 130 targets per season, which is way more than enough to smash his current wide receiver 31 to 35 ADP, especially considering his ability to stretch all areas of the field and how good he is at route running. In fact, in my research on him, I found that his PFF receiving grade was over 81 in every single season he's played, which is just such a mark of consistency and high-end play. Why is he going so late? The real reason is concussions. They're his real red flag. He has a bunch documented, including the most recent one that ended his 2024 season completely. And then players with that kind of history most are more likely to miss extended time, especially if they get any more head injuries. So the risk is real, but it's also the reason that you can get him so cheap. And there's also upside with the Saints coaching. They fired their head coach, Dennis Allen, last year mid-season and elevated their special teams coach for an interim role, Coach Rizzi. And then they let him go at the end of the season. And following the Super Bowl, they stole away from Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. And now he's getting his opportunity to get his first head coaching position. And under his offenses, slot receivers over the last 3 years have averaged between 15 points and 21 and a half points per game for PPR leagues. And for Chris Olave, he actually has better efficiency from the slot than he does out wide. Meanwhile, his teammate Rashid Shaheed, he's better out wide than he is in the slot. They're both coming off injury too. So we'll see how Kellen Moore is able to use those numbers and see if he can get Olave in those more high value slot role, move him around the field and get him into those high earning target roles. You're getting a great wide receiver who's the wide receiver one for his team, who's been an efficient player throughout his career. Seems like he's going in a wide receiver friendly scheme, and you can get him as your wide receiver 3 or 4. And at that price, that could be your league winning upside. So draft him where he goes.